Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I am still in the same outfit from my Tuesday video. That is because I have to talk to you guys about these two books. I got so many thoughts. And so you already know what two books they are from the thumbnail. So this is going to be a spoilery video. So if you have not read these two books, if you do not want to be spoiled, please click away from this video and come back whenever you are done reading those, because I'm going to tell everyone you need to run out and read these immediately if you have not, because but before we get into all of those thoughts, I have a few things to tell you about. First thing, make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any of my future content. Also, head on over to my Patreon that is linked in the description. Become a Patreon member. Come join me for our monthly book club that's going to start in August. Come suggest videos or books for me to read each month, because if you are in the top tier, you get to put your name and book in a jar, and I will pick one every single month. And also, if you did not watch my previous video that went up on Tuesday, that was about my book mail that I got from one of my favorite authors, and you don't know, I am doing a giveaway over on my Patreon where you will get to be entered. Let me see if I can grab it. You will be able to be entered to win this omnibus collection of Shadow Kissed by Rebecca Garcia. It is signed. It has beautiful sprayed edges, has all 4 books in here. This was one of her Kickstarters. It will not be offered ever again. So if you want a chance to win this, you have until July 1st to become a Patreon member. And then on Patreon, I am going to go live and we are going to pick a winner of this beautiful, beautiful book, only because I ordered 2. So Rebecca knows that. I do that a lot. So I am going to be giving that away. So make sure that you head on over to my Patreon and become a member. Stick around even after that, because I'm going to be doing giveaways. We're going to be doing book clubs. There's going to be more things that I'm going to be adding on. You're going to have exclusive content that will not be here on YouTube. And also, whenever I do get around to it, I will post also what videos are coming up. And let's just kind of get to know each other there. So with all the announcements out of the way, let's get into my thoughts on these 2 books. So, if you guys had watched my video that went up last Saturday, I read the Caraval trilogy in 4 days. And I was disappointed with that trilogy. I forced myself to read it because I wanted to know who Jax was, who is the main character in this new trilogy. I wanted to get some backstory on him. I know people told me I didn't need to read it, but let's be honest, I just had to. That's just the reader that I am. So, I'm very happy that I did. I am happy to report that it was not a waste of time. Even though I didn't really enjoy the Caraval trilogy that much, this new trilogy is absolutely amazing. But I am very happy that I did read that trilogy first. So, first book in the new trilogy is Once Upon a Broken Heart. So, this is the Fairy Loot exclusive edition that I have. And I am going to try to take all of my thoughts for the 24 hours that it took me to read both of these books, because I honestly could not stop, to tell you how I feel about it, because this was beautiful. Like, I left the Caraval trilogy and I was like, great, I don't want to go in and read another trilogy that I'm just not going to want to read. So I actually thought I was going to DNF this series, but I did not. So you are following Evangeline Fox. And Evangeline, you start out, you find out that the love of her life is marrying her stepsister. So she goes to the Prince of Hearts, he's a fate, to his church, prays to him, he's there. So she asks him to stop the wedding, and he says he will, as long as she agrees to give him 3 kisses. Now, Jax is the fate, and his kisses are deadly to everybody but his true love. So she is like, oh, I'm going to die. There's no way I'm going to get 3 kisses in. He said, no, not me. I want you to kiss 3 people of my choosing whenever I want you to. So she agrees. He stops the wedding. She ends up, kind of embroiled in being stoned because she doesn't want everyone else stoned to die. So anyway, she's looked at as this hero of the town. Anyway, the queen of the area or whatever country that they're in is actually from the Caraval trilogy. So there was a little bit of tie-in from there. And she is asked to go north to kind of represent them or whatever in the Nocturna Never-Ending or Noctura Never-Ending. Anyway, it's about the prince who is going to be courting all these women until it'll never stop until he proposes to someone. So on we go. She even brings her stepsister Marisol because she feels bad for turning her to stone and all of this stuff. So we go to the north, and guess who is there? Jax. Jax is in the north. So now she's having to kiss. And what I loved about this is I knew Jax from the Caraval trilogy. Loved that. Got some backstory on him. I truly loved the writing in this book. Stephanie Garber, it was leaps and bounds better than the Caraval trilogy, which I want to say was her debut trilogy, I think. And I think she did an amazing job. This story had a lot, it just kept me going. I couldn't stop reading it. I was so invested. Evangeline, I loved her as a character. The world building was amazing. Jax stayed true to who he was from Caraval into this one. But you're following them, and what is so beautiful is Jax is like, I want you to kiss the prince. And then somehow the prince is ridiculously in love with her or whatever. And so now, she's been proposed to by the prince and she's going to become a princess and all of this stuff. And then all of a sudden, she doesn't want to do it because she feels bad. She asks Jax to stop. And of course, Jax is like, no, you're going to get married and because I need this gate opened and all of this stuff. So you're following them along this thing. But then anyway, on their wedding night, he ends up dying. The prince dies. And so she is framed for it. And then now she's on the run with Jax and all of this stuff. And throughout this whole thing, their banter is so amazing. Just so, so amazing. And I actually don't even know where one ends and one starts. I don't even know, you guys. I just need to be holding up both of these books. This is the Fairy Loot edition as well. I just need to be holding up both of these and be talking about them. Actually, I'm not even going to hold them up anymore. But, you're going on this quest with her and they're trying to, stop it. She's very in love with the Archer and the Fox fairy tale that she had always learned. You guys, this whole story, was so amazing. I can't even formulate words, on everything that happens. Just so many things happen just one after another, and Jax is being Jax, but for whatever reason, I am in love with Jax, swooning over Jax. And I really liked Evangeline's character as well, because she was, timid but feisty, shy but stubborn. Her character was just perfect for this whole story, and Jax was perfect for this whole story. And you can tell as they're going on, and she doesn't want to open the arch, but now she has to save the prince and all of this stuff. And then she ends up almost dying, so Jax takes her back to his hometown or his home or whatever. And they're finding these stones. Like I said, guys, there's just so much going on in this story. But gosh, their love story is just beautiful. Just absolutely gorgeous. Evangeline is I'm never trusting Jax again. And I'm never doing this and all of this stuff. But yet she still finds herself missing him, wanting to be around him. He is he always is telling her that she means nothing to him and all of this stuff. That that he doesn't really have a true love and all this stuff, but he can't stay away from her. He cares for her. He doesn't want her to die. So it's beautiful because you can tell that both of them don't want it because of their own reasonings, but they can't stop being pulled together. And it was just a beautiful story. And I'm going to tell you guys, let me grab the book. This book shattered me, broke my heart. I'm crying as I'm reading it at the very end because I did not expect for that ending to happen. I'm going to give you a few seconds that if you have not read this, I am about to spoil it majorly for you. Click off of the video. Seriously, click off if you do not want this ruined for you, because I'm about to give this entire thing away. Okay. So if you are here, that means that either A, you don't mind being spoiled, or B, you've already read this, so you already know what's happening. So as I'm doing this, I finished it as an audio, and I'm like, how are we getting to the end of this? You know, because I cannot believe Jax was just going to up and leave her, and he was just going to go back in time to Tella because that's who he wanted to be with or whatever, because that's who his one true love is. I don't think Tella is his one true love. I really don't. I don't think she is. Or he has more than one true love. So it broke Evangeline's heart. And as you know, whenever, what was his name? I can't remember the vampire's name. Whenever he drained her blood and killed her, and Jax is sitting there weeping, and then he makes the choice to go back and save her, but he acts cruel to her because she doesn't know what's going on. You guys, that broke me because I was like, yes, Jax, you chose her. You chose her. And so that made me so happy. But of course, Jax is not going to let her know. But then all of a sudden, we're back on chapter 44 and we're going back through everything again. But Jax is there and my heart was racing. And I was like, what is going to happen? Is he going to tell her? Blah, 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 all of these things. And then you get to the gate. She notices the stones are dull. She's like, maybe someone already used them or whatever and whatnot. Like, oh my gosh. I'm like, Evangeline, it's right there. Like, you already can tell that you've been here before. You can tell that the stones have been used. Just tell him you love him. But of course, she walks away. And as she's walking away, she has the same thoughts that she had before she entered that crypt. And, you know, so she turns around to go tell Jax, and all of a sudden his blood is there. Is Jax dead? What has happened to Jax? That's what I need to know. So she is like mourning Jax or whatever. Her husband, who the curse was broken on, Apollo is his name. He's there, and then he's like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And you think that they're going to split up or whatever because, you know, she's like, I'm really in love with Jax or whatever. And Apollo takes all of her memories, all of them, every single memory. And so all she just remembers is that her parents are dead and that she's alone in the world. That's all she remembers. And then he shows up and he's like, I'm your husband, Evangeline. You've been through something traumatic. Now I need the third book, you guys. I need it. Like, I cannot believe that is what happened. How did Apollo have powers? I'm so confused. But I need the next book. I did not feel this whenever I read the Caraval trilogy. I was just so happy the Caraval trilogy was done. This is amazing. Like, I need, what is it called? A Curse for True Love, or A Curse of True Love. That's coming out in September or October. I need it like now. I am going to scour the internet. Is there an ARC available? I need to know. Is there something on NetGalley that I can read? Like, I just need to know how this ends. And I need to know, like, yesterday. I devoured these books in 24 hours. It might have even been only 20 hours. I could not stop. So I need everybody to comment below, not really what your reaction was, because I don't want people to be spoiled in the comments, but just let me know, did you have the same reaction I did, or were you just okay with the ending? I need to know. But that is all my thoughts. I'm probably going to add more in there on my June wrap up, but I just had to get all of that out. I need somebody to message me on my personal Instagram or comment below or hit me over on Patreon if you want to enter into the Shadow Kissed Omnibus giveaway. But message me there as well if you need to. We can talk about this because I have a lot of thoughts and I would love to hear other people's thoughts. So, I guess until the next video, I will see you next time. Can't wait for September or October, but hopefully that's on our book club pick whenever it comes out because I need to devour it. But I hope everyone's having a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!